For once, this may not be a controversial ranking, and that in and of itself is controversial, and it scares me. Welcome to the Dugout. I'm your host, Joseph Silva, and on today's episode, we're continuing our top 50 player series. We're ranking 30 through 21. It's going to be a blast. I know you guys are going to disagree with some of them. But before we get started, if you're enjoying the content, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the Run the Play Network. The best weekend of NFL football is here. The divisional round of the playoffs will be previewed by the boys on the hot seat. I, for one, am not going to miss that episode. Now, we start at number 30 with Houston Astros second baseman Jose Altuve. Last year, he hit .295 with 20 home runs, 65 RBIs with the 350 on base, 439 slugging, good for a 790 OPS and a 126 OPS plus. But abysmal defense at second base, -9 outs above average, by far the worst mark of his career. And this is me placing him on reputation, not necessarily on where the skill set is going, because a lot of red flags were raised with Altuve's game last year. He chased more last year and made less contact, 5.2% increase in his chase rate, and his contact on chases fell 8.9%. Just bad stuff from him overall. And it's kind of the hallmark of Altuve is he makes so much contact, he attacks the zone. Really a big red flag. And you see that too in his aggressiveness as the swing percentage increased 6.4% without seeing like a meaningful increase in his zone percentage or any of that. He was just super aggressive, and he has the swing to be aggressive, but if the contact rate continues to fall like this, I don't see how he continues to put up these kinds of numbers. And overall, he's just a bad defender at second base now. It's hard to say that because he really was a good defender for the longest time, but it's just painful to watch him out there. And he can't take a DH spot because Jordan is even worse in the outfield, so you're going to have to eat the defense. His base running is fine, not where it was in the MVP season or the years before that. Altuve is just a pure contact guy. He's Luis Arias with power, and I think that's deserving of a top 30 spot. At number 29, don't call me biased, okay? This proves I'm not. I have Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres. In his rookie year, he hit .292 with 24 home runs, 96 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, a 326 on base, 500 slugging, good for an 826 OPS and a 127 OPS plus. And overall, he just has the perfect swing for driving the ball. You can see it in his batted ball data, mainly a lot of the high fly ball rate and line drives. He just hits the ball in the air and lets it do the work from there. And yes, he is super aggressive. He does make good swing decisions. He attacks the zone. He doesn't chase a lot. That was the hallmark of that Padres lineup last year. And he still makes good contact while having a slightly below average whiff rate. I think it's a fine plate approach. If you see your pitch, just be aggressive with it, especially if you can get the ball in the air like Merrill. And then defensively, you can never tell he was a former shortstop playing his first season at center field because he was fan-freaking-tastic. He can improve a lot defensively with his arm, but my God, does he have phenomenal range out there. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I think he had at least 10 outs above average out there. Just has to hit the cutoff man a little more, and he's a perfect defensive center fielder. And on top of that, a phenomenal base runner, too. Look for him to steal a little bit more and be more aggressive next year on the base paths. But overall, he has a very well-rounded and complete game. I just need to see it a little bit more often before I can put him higher, but Jackson Merrill is a great player. At number 28, we have one of my favorite players to watch in the league, and that is Cincinnati Reds shortstop Elly De La Cruz. Last year, he hit .259 with 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, a league-leading 67 stolen bases, a 339 on base, 471 slugging, an 809 OPS, good for a 118 OPS plus, 15 outs above average at short. In my unbiased opinion here, I think he's more fun to watch than anybody else in baseball. He is such a phenomenal base runner. It's not just the stolen bases, but it's the crazy first to home times, home to first times. He is a phenomenal base runner, flies all over the base paths, is aggressive in taking the extra bases. so much fun to watch defensively at shortstop. His highlight reel is incredible because you see plays that are tough. He runs, scoops, and then bam, throws a strike to the first baseman to get the out. Beautiful stuff from him overall. But the big thing everyone was talking about with him going into last year was, does the hitting improve? Does he take the step forward, or does he kind of stay where he was in his rookie year? And he did improve a lot as he chased less, walked more, which is what you kind of wanted to see with him. But he still had that very high whiff rate. And it's just due to the fact that that swing's so complicated. Is he has to load and reload 3 times as he starts here, and then goes here, and then back down here, all in one motion. It generates a lot of power, and it's a beautiful swing. But it is so complicated that if you don't guess right, or it's not what you expected, yeah, you're swinging and missing. I'm not telling him to change his swing, but maybe get it started a little bit earlier, cut down on the gear up motion, something, just to really cut down on that whiff rate. But besides that, he generates so much power. His range at short is phenomenal, but despite that very long frame, uses that arm strength phenomenally well. He is a fun, exciting player to watch. I hope he takes another step forward, because if he does, man, you're looking at one of the best players in the league. But 28 is a conservative estimate. At 27, we have another one of my favorites, and that's Brewers catcher William Contreras. I sang his praises all last season, and he more than delivered. He hit .281 with 23 home runs, 92 RBIs, a 365 on base, 466 slug, 831 OPS, good for a 129 OPS plus. Just the best defensive catcher in offensive catcher in baseball, plain and simple. He's extremely patient while hitting the ball super hard. The prototypical modern plate approach for a hitter. Yes, he is not great defensively, but he improved a lot from his days in Atlanta, kind of the Brewers catching lab, if you will. He's an average framer, not a great pop time, not a great blocker, but he does enough defensively to warrant a spot on this list just by itself, because it's such a hard position to play as a catcher, especially when you put up these numbers. And believe it or not, these numbers can get better too, because he hits the ball on the ground 54% of the time. My God, if he starts lifting that ball, he might be unstoppable at the plate. He might be the Hulk in catcher's gear, quite frankly. A 54% ground ball rate is 10% above the league average. And of course, with hitting the ball hard in the air, I don't have to tell you, leads to a lot of great things. If he can just get that below 50%, I swear to God, he might be the best catcher in baseball for a long time and crack the top 20. Please do it, William. I love you so much. At 26, we have someone I don't love as much because he left my beloved Dodgers. That is shortstop for the Phillies, Trey Turner. In 2024, he hit .295 with 21 home runs, 62 RBIs, 19 stolen bases for a 338 on base, 469 slug, good for an 807 OPS, 124 OPS plus, minus 3 outs above average at short. And yeah, he's improved defensively from his time with Dodgers, but he's still a negative defender since joining Philadelphia. He is just not been what you want, especially the national Trey Turner, who was doing a lot at shortstop. And on top of that, it was the worst full base running season of his career. But it's not because the sprint speed fell from 100th percentile to the 96th percentile. No, it's because he was just less aggressive on the base pass. And I get it that Philly's lineup was very top heavy and he didn't want to just give free outs away. But I still think, you still need to take some stolen bases. You need to be aggressive taking the extra base. And you still have the speed to do that. So I really looked for Turner to do that more this season. And again, all the baseball savant numbers, all the under the hood numbers, right in line with the career norms. This is about where Trey Turner is every year. I don't see that changing that much. With the base running value, the under the hood stats, he's just really great. The only thing I can suggest is maybe being a little bit more aggressive on fastballs. He was a really great fastball hitter before coming to Philadelphia and really just has not put up those numbers in his 2 seasons in Philly. But overall, very solid, consistent player. You know what you're getting out of Trey Turner, and he's doing quite well. But before we talk about our next player, let's make like AJ and Big Justice and bring the boom and hear the word from our sponsor, Boom Fantasy.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you gotta hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video.
And at number 25, we have Arizona Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte. Quite frankly, I'm done underestimating this man. After his breakout in 2019, I'm like, I've watched so much NL West baseball. That's not who Ketel Marte is. After he did it again, I'm like, that's not who Ketel Marte is. After he did it in 2023, I'm still not convinced that's who Ketel Marte is. Well, he did it again, and I'm done saying that's not who Ketel Marte is, because guess what? That is who Ketel Marte is. And who he is was a 292 hitter with 36 home runs, 95 RBIs, a 372 on base, 560 slug, a 932 OPS, good for a 156 OPS, while putting up 8 outs above average at second base. And for a reason I didn't like Marte for a while is I just didn't think he could hit the ball hard consistently. I didn't see that for him in his first couple years in the league, but I'm wrong. He hits the ball incredibly hard and barrels it up at a phenomenal rate. Marte is truly a one-of-one hitter, and his success has mainly been off the fastball. He hit 354 last year with a 684 slug, 21 run value, 3.1 run value per 100 pitches, 61.5% hard hit rate. He bullied that fastball. He punished any pitcher who threw it anywhere near the zone. He is phenomenal hitting that pitch. But if I want to be proven right as a Ketel Marte hitter, I can say, he had the lowest contact rate on chases in his career. It doesn't matter if you're bullying the primary pitchers throwing the league at the way he does. I'm done disrespecting him. He's a great base runner. He's a great hitter. He is a fantastic defender at second base. I am done putting disrespect on Ketel Marte's name, and I think you guys should be too. Now, this one pains me a little bit, but I have Seattle Mariners center fielder Julio Rodriguez in this spot. Last year, he hit 273 with 20 home runs, 24 stolen bases, a 325 on base, 409 slug, good for a 734 OPS and a 116 OPS plus. Still put up great numbers in center field as he had 7 outs above average. He makes a lot of hard contact. That's why you see the expected batting average, expected slug, xWOBA, all that stuff on Baseball Savant looks so good. But it's kind of a little bit deceiving. The barrel rate has fallen every year since his rookie year. The walk rate has fallen every year since his rookie year. And the big thing with me, and I kind of mentioned this in one of the episodes last season, is I'm getting a little bit of Javy Baez from him. And I don't want to get that kind of feeling from him, because he chases so damn much. He is one of the most free swingers. I get it. Be aggressive, but you're not making contact either, as he makes contact on roughly 53% of chase pitches. The league average is 57.8. You do not have the kind of swing and contact ability to sustain this approach. I get it. You are a phenomenal hitter when you do make contact, but be more selective here. Wait for your pitch, and then absolutely tattoo it. The book is kind of out on J-Rod. I think he can still do it. He's phenomenal. Baez didn't fall off till he got his contract. But I am really, really worried about J-Rod's sustainability offensively. Defensively and base running wise, he's an amazing center fielder. You all know that. And yeah, he's a little too aggressive taking the extra base. But again, if he could just rein it in a little bit on the aggressiveness, both on the base pass and at the plate, he is a phenomenal hitter, top 10 player potential. But I'm hedging my bets with him. I need to see that chase rate come way, way down before I'm pro Julio. But someone who I'm very pro is pro Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays. Last year, he proved that 2021 season was not a Mickey Mouse minor league ballpark fluke season. No. He hit 323 with 30 home runs, 103 RBIs, 396 on base, 544 slug, good for a 940 OPS and a 166 OPS plus. But let's just get the battle out of the way. He's not a great base runner. He's got average sprint speed, but a terrible base running value. Bad defender at first base. He's going to be a DH at some point. We all know this. Now let's talk about why Vladdy is so good. He is one of, if not the best, pure hitter in baseball. Just that Baseball Savant page filled with so much red. Hits the ball hard, makes great contact, does not chase, walks so well. He is the best pure hitter in baseball, quite frankly. But, what happened? What changed? Well, he had the highest line drive rate of his career. The big thing with Vlad is, yes, he hits the ball hard, but he hits it on the ground. Well, now he's hitting a lot of long drives. Everyone knows that highest batting average on balls in play is on line drives. So to see that from him is fantastic. He's not going to be a pull fly ball hitter. I think we have to accept that when it comes to Vlad. But this line drive first approach from him works so well. And it's really what drove his success last season. If he keeps this up, I think he's going to be fantastic again, and he's going to earn himself a big contract in free agency. Now for the most controversial one on this list, I have Tarik Skubal, the reigning AL Cy Young winner, number 22. Now, I don't need to tell you how good he was last year, but I'm going to do it anyways. He made 31 starts through 192 innings with a 2.39 ERA, good for a 170 ERA plus .922 whip, 228 strikeouts, good for 10.7 strikeouts per nine, 1.6 walks per nine, .7 home runs per nine, and a league-leading 249 FIP. Quite frankly, this was the breakout Tarik Skubal season. A lot of people were on to it. I was not one of them, unfortunately, but he is phenomenal. He attacks the zone so well with that fastball, and the breaking stuff plays off of it so incredibly well. He made all the starts. He pitched deep into games for a modern starting day pitcher. He's everything you want from a pitcher. So why do I have him so low? Quite frankly, I just think everyone above him has a higher ceiling or can reach that ceiling a little bit more. I think this is what you're going to get out of Skubal. This is his peak. And don't get me wrong, his peak is phenomenal. I'm not disrespecting him in any way. I just think everyone above him is that much better. There is so much talent in this game for the reigning Cy Young winner, who put up one of the most dominant seasons of the 2020s so far as a starting pitcher, to be this low. It's not disrespect to him. I think everyone above him is just that much better, that much more consistent. If he does it again, he is easily in the top 15. I just want to see him do it again, quite frankly. Now, for the first of 20 players to go up of Tarik Skubal, I have Arizona Diamondbacks outfielder Corbin Carroll. And if you look at the stats, you may think I am a crazy person, but let me explain. Last year, he hit .231 with 22 home runs, 74 RBIs, 35 stolen bases, good for a .322 on base, .428 slug, 749 OPS, a 107 OPS plus at 8 outs above average. I get it. I'm a crazy person. But you have to look at the first half versus second half splits. He was coming off shoulder surgery in the first half, and you saw it. He had a 79 WRC plus in the first half. After the All-Star break, he turned it on. He was that Corbin Carroll who had that electric rookie season in 2023, as he did have a 149 WRC plus in the second half. And it was driven by hitting a lot fewer ground balls, but notably a very unsustainable home run to fly ball rate. So just keep that in mind when projecting Carroll going forward. But again, he's the best base runner in baseball. He's an elite defender in the outfield. He has top 5 potential when he's on his game in MLB. It's just, I don't know where the middle kind of lies in this season. He had the phenomenal rookie year. He had the terrible first half. He had a great second half. But 13% of fly balls being home runs is far from sustainable. So I need to see where the middle is. I think the middle is kind of here for right now. He has a tremendously high ceiling. I'm just hedging my bets because a lot of the success last year or in that second half was driven by the fact that he just got so lucky on his home run to fly ball rate. But I still think he's going to be a pest in the side of National League teams for years to come. But let me know in the comments down below. Did I get the rankings wrong, or was I right for once? Please let me know. If you enjoyed the content, as always, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the Run the Play Network, and don't forget on the way out, play ball.